Konnichiwa, minasan. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we're gonna do the most basic thing a ramen noodle dish that is homemade requires, and that's make your own ramen noodles. And I started making my own ramen noodles after I read how much sodium is in even the nicest organic packaged ramen can have so many milligrams of sodium. This one serving has 68% of your daily allowance, 1,570 milligrams of sodium. If it's made with buckwheat style, with buckwheat flour, it's a lot healthier, but still 28%, 680 milligrams of sodium is nothing to sneeze at. So I thought maybe we would combine 1 cup of buckwheat flour with 1 cup of organic hard wheat flour that I purchased at Nijia today. And then for the kansui, which is the moisture, which in ratio to 2 cups of flour is 3/8 cups water, I put a teaspoon of sea salt and a teaspoon of homemade sweet potato starch. So that's what this is. I sifted the 2 flours together. I'm making the indentation. I'm putting a little bit of the water in. I'm just gonna make sure that water is stirred up properly. This has the salt. I go as little salt as possible, but that is a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sweet potato flour. And then with a fork, you start to work the liquid into the flour, slowly. And today I'm working directly on this pastry material instead of on the plastic mat I've been using before. It's been generously dusted with flour already, and it should help me in rolling this out. So this is slow. You're trying to get the liquid and the flour nicely combined. You have to do this part for quite a while. Take your time. Take your time. On the same shopping trip, I went and bought a new rolling pin, which in Japanese is called a Menbo. And it's been aged at least 10, maybe 20 years as far as the wood being dried out. I'm not sure if it's kiln dried, but dried out so that it's not gonna absorb or release any properties into your dough. But it's the traditional Japanese pastry roller. Okay, you can see it's starting to work. It's starting to look like a dough. So the liquid part is where I usually add color. So it could be boiled spinach or beets that I liquefy with a food processor into this mix. Some people add other things for a little bit of yellow color. I think it's called annatto seed. I'm gonna add turmeric at some point down the road. Just to the fun part. I love all these off shades of white. They all look so natural and organic. The shirt I'm wearing I bought at Industry of All Nations. It's called the Kung Fu sweatshirt. And it's nice and boxy. And then it's faded a bit, but I hand painted some ramen noodles across the front. Because rainbow ramen for me includes colorful clothing. I'm seeing now that my potato starch is not fully incorporated into my hot water, so I'm just going to take care of that. Because that definitely has to be more dissipated. Okay, going in with the hands now. Probably would help to dust my gloves. I wear gloves because eventually in a ramen restaurant, it's probably a good sanitation idea to wear gloves, but also I've been dyeing clothes and my hands have like indigo dye in them. It doesn't look so attractive in the kitchen. Okay, and then step 2 will be to let this sit for a while and develop its, it's pretty good. Develop its gluten. So you want to put it somewhere that's not too cold and doesn't have a cold draft or wind on it. You know, cover it. I'm going to wrap it up in this pastry fabric. It's already been pre-dusted a bit. And then we can work on a topping. So that's step 1 of noodles. Basic ramen noodles. Thanks everyone.